It's time for todaysstocks.com with host Pat Bolland.
Joining me now is Martin Kepman. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Manganese X Energy Corporation. And Marty, a real pleasure to meet you. Can you give us a little bit of a background on your company? I believe it goes back to 2016.
Yes, we started in 2016. We had a vision in 2016. We were approached to purchase this property. It's a manganese property located in Woodstock, New Brunswick. It's a very, very interesting property. It's strategically located. It's 1,200 hectares, 54 claims, and it's manganese. And we saw this vision in manganese before a lot of other companies have, and it showed a lot of growth potential. We really believed that we were thinking ahead of the times, and that's why we chose the property in 2016.
Okay, so then you're already well along in terms of drill holes. What else are you doing on the exploration front?
Well, we just completed in February 28 holes at 5,400 meters, a drill program in preparation for our NI 43-101 resource estimate, which is very, very important. That really explains exactly how much tonnage we have, the gradage, in preparation of our PEA, which is a preliminary economic assessment coming up shortly. So it goes hand in hand, and we're very, very excited. We have spent a lot of money on the property, and in our exploration program, we've done 9,600 meters and 54 holes.
Okay, let's talk about the purity of your findings. And I believe they're in the order of 99.95%. That's pretty impressive. But what is the issue as far as purity, and why is that important? And then whether that's electric vehicle compliant.
Okay, that's a great question. First of all, it's very, very important that we achieve a very, very high purity rate. We have 99.95% purity, very low contaminants. It's very, very important that we achieve the low contaminant rate, because what we are producing is something called MnSO4, which is manganese sulfate, which is a precursor for the cathode. It's very important that the product goes into the cathode that's very, very pure, so it doesn't decay the cathode. One of our main products is this manganese sulfate, and there is no selenium in there. And 98% of most of the MnSO4 has selenium in it, which is toxic.
You touched on the PEA, the preliminary economic assessment. When is that actually due, and where does it stand?
Well, we just hired Wood, which is an international consulting and engineering company. We just announced it this week to be able to perform the PEA. And I just want to explain to your viewers what the PEA means. It's preliminary economic assessment, which details the economic and commercialization viability of our end product, which is the manganese sulfate. So what they're going to do is they're going to basically cost the removal of our minerals from the ground till the end commercialization process, which is very important. So it goes right from the whole processes, from digging the product out of the ground to our final commercialization.
You're also doing a spin-off of Graphano. What exactly is involved there?
Well, that's a good question. What happened was we had a special shareholders meeting 2 weeks ago, and it was unanimously approved that we would spin off Graphano, which it's called Graphite Energy Corp, and the symbol is GEL. And we're going to announce the date, but for every 8 shares held by Manganese X shareholders, they're going to get 1 dividend of Graphano. This will be determined at a later date.
Okay, but what exactly is it that they're getting other than the shares? What's the mineral that's involved?
Yes, the mineral is graphite, and it's located in Lac-Beaulieu. It's called LAB project. It's a high flake, high purity project Matter of fact, I went up there and walked the property, and it's contiguous. It's contiguous to Timcal Emirates, which is the only producing graphite North American company. And what they're doing is they're producing very high spherical graphite products at, like, I would say, about $16,000 a ton. So matter of fact, when I went up there, their entrance is on our property. So it's very, very encouraging. Also, there's now, the world is becoming a shortage of graphite right now, and it's going to be very, very positive for that property.
You have a subsidiary called Disruptive Battery Corporation. What do they do?
That's a good question. I'll just give you a quick background of it. We have Disruptive Batteries, 100% owned by Manganese X. It's a subsidiary. What we did was we formed that subsidiary to enhance shareholder value. And what's gone on was we wanted to bring in a battery project into Disruptive Battery. And lo and behold, we ran into this patent, this HVAC air disbursement patent, a delivery system. And we purchased it because we wanted to get we wanted to enhance shareholder value, but also we were looking for the green energy and the environmental situations, and it pertained to COVID-19. And we figured that would be a very, very viable project. So we started like that, and we needed some type of air mist to go into this U.S. patent. It was U.S. patent. And we did a lot of exploration of trying to find the right product. And we found a gentleman who was running Pure Biotics, and his name is Lino Morris, and he had an organic air mist that went into our HVAC system. So lo and behold, it was a marriage from heaven, and we just formed a joint venture, 50-50 with Pure Biotics and Lino Morris from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, that's the work I was reading about that. That's interesting. That's the work he's been doing at Virginia State, isn't it? Exactly.
What went on was that, so we did a lot of research on his product, and there was a lot of validations about his product, especially at specific hospitals. So what we wanted to do now, we want to validate the concept. So we engaged Virginia State, which is one of the most recognized universities in the States, to validate the product. And we're now doing a project working on biofilm, and the CDC claims that 80% of all infections are caused by biofilm or on biofilm. And we are now working a project where we're going to try to deconstruct the biofilm down to the microscopic edge to see if we can eliminate all the contaminations and all the pathogens on the biofilm right now. So we're working on that right now.
Marty, President Biden down in the United States had a lot to say about electric vehicles in his most recent statements about climate change, for instance. And given the area that you're working in on several fronts, never mind the COVID side of things, I'd love your comment on the president's approach to climate change and electric vehicles.
Well, it's a great topic because of the fact that, as I said, we're a green company, environmental friendly. We want to be able to produce a product that will not have any carbon footprints. And it's great because he had this presidential executive where they were trying to work as a supply chain between Canada and the States. And manganese is one of the 35 critical elements that he mentioned. And it's a green mineral. So we're really excited about that. And the demand for manganese is growing on a daily basis. You know, they have Tesla came up with this with the battery, the nickel manganese cobalt battery, where we had 10% manganese in it. And since September on Tesla Day, they've now eliminated cobalt because of the fact that it's very toxic, you know, with the Congo, all this type, and it's very, very expensive. It's like $38,000 a ton as compared to manganese, which is $1,700 a ton. So now they've reduced the they've eliminated cobalt, and now we have 33% manganese and 66% cobalt, which is very, very positive for us. And also it's giving the battery more density, more robustness, and longer traveling distance. So it's very exciting, and it's all green. So it's fantastic. And also manganese is also used in backup energy storage. So that's very positive.
Okay, but Marty, where does manganese actually come from? I mean, you mentioned that you've got your facility, but where does the rest of the manganese come from in the world? Do you have a competitive advantage because you're so close to the market?
Yes, well, we're trying to do this from North America, correct? We want to be the first company to commercialize manganese for Canada, United States, but it's coming basically from China, Gabon, all over there, Australia, all over the world, but a lot from China. So we want to really get involved in the North American supply chain. And the United States is backing us 100% because they don't want to rely on any foreign products.
Marty, as I say, it sounds very exciting. Where can investors get more information, and where is the stock listed?
Okay, the stock, first of all, is listed on TSX Venture. It's on over the counter in the States, MNXXF, and we just got qualified. We're very excited to be on the OTCQB, and we're also listed on 4 or 5 exchanges in Europe. They can get information from our www.Manganese X Energy Corp, our website. They have all blogs. We have all information about our products, all our latest news releases, and you can also call me. My telephone number is on the website, and I personally take every call. I may not be able to answer them immediately, but I answer every call and respond to every shareholder's needs, because as far as I'm concerned, I want to know where our shareholders are and what their comments are and how we can enhance shareholder value.
Nice approach, Marty. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Martin Kepman is the Chief Executive Officer, Manganese X Energy Corporation, and as he says, give him a call.